What's up everyone, my name is Josh and this is Josh Unboxed, and welcome back to the Daily Grind, a video series in which I talk about particular cards, plays, strategy, news, and how it affects the overall sports card market. In other words, I'm just trying to help us navigate through the craziness that is the sports card world today, as well as to help us make much more sound purchasing and selling decisions. And today I wanted to finish off my three-part series in the three quarterbacks that I'm looking at for the NFL offseason. We talked about Lamar Jackson a couple of days ago, Josh Allen yesterday, and today we're going to end it off with Kyler Murray. Now, I feel like all three of these guys have their own varying degrees of value depending on who you like and who you feel has pretty strong upside coming into the season. Obviously, Lamar Jackson, with his cards as low as they are compared to what they were before the season, there's plenty of opportunity there. With Josh Allen, with him and his success going into the playoffs last year, there's a lot of momentum riding on him and his cards have dipped, so it may be a good opportunity to buy into him again in order to catch it before the season starts and people get excited about him all over again. Now, out of the three guys, I'm a big believer in Kyler Murray. I think that his card has the most upside out of the three. We're gonna look at his PSA Prizm cards. We're gonna look at the PSA 9 and 10 just for comparison's sake. And then we're gonna look at the card that I feel has the most value, and that is his select rookie card, the field level, in particular, the silver Prizm. We're gonna pull up the data as we usually do. We're gonna pull up Card Ladder. We're gonna pull up eBay sold listings. We're gonna pull up the eBay current listings, and we're gonna see to determine whether or not Kyler Murray is a good buy. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and we're gonna take a look at it. All right, so this is his PSA 10 silver. As you can see here, pop report of 1848. We have a current value here of 444. If we look at the Card Ladder data here, we can see the peak was at around 1,125, and then we see a dip here. We see a huge dip, and right now we're sitting at around $400, 440. And then here is the PSA 9 current pop of 2,054 with a current value of 103. Peak here hit $230, and now we're sitting around $100, $103 on this card here. Now, if you ask me about it, I feel that this PSA 10 does have room to grow. We're sitting at 440 right now. Before the season hits, I think we could probably see it go up to 600, if not more. I don't know if it'll reach this peak because this peak was during the big boom, but there could be a possibility that these cards can start going up to that peak if baseball's any indication of how hard those cards are going. A lot of them, especially with Tatis, Acuna, and Soto, have reached their peak and sometimes even surpassed it. So it remains to be seen whether it can reach this peak, but I do think that 600 is in the realm of possibility. As for the PSA 9, I definitely could think it could reach this peak. It really is going to be dependent on how high the PSA 10 goes. However, the one card that I feel has plenty of value, it's this field level silver select card. This is the PSA 10. Pop report 338, current value of 875. So now if we look at this, you're telling me that if I pay double of what I'm paying for a PSA 10 Kyler Murray Prizm base, I can get a field silver. These cards, if you know about Select, these cards are the rarer versions of Select, and with it being a silver, it's even more rare. At the time of its peak, it was at 1,400, which is pretty close to the peak of the Prizm PSA 10. But this was at a time when not a lot of people were so crazy about Select courtside. And just recently, I would say like within the past couple of months, there's been a big shift for Select courtside cards in the NBA. Here, obviously, this is a field level, which is football, but you can do the comparison that if the court sides are going for as high as they are for basketball, then these obviously have a lot more room to grow for football. Obviously, it's not the same because basketball has a much bigger market, a much higher demand. So obviously those cards like base John Morant court sides going for $2,000 or so. I didn't even check that. But I think they were going pretty high. And here we got a silver field level Kyler Murray going for less than $1,000. So I feel that this card definitely has a lot of value. For the PSA 9s, same thing, pop report of 108, current value of 220. At its peak, it was at 575. And then right now we're sitting around 220, but I think this card is probably at a little higher right now. But this is too low, I think, for the silver, and it really does depend on where the 10 goes, just like with the Prizm cards. Here is a base PSA 10, pop report of 70, $375 current value. Obviously you see here is a spike here, but at its peak it was sitting at $550. And I think that with the rarity of these, I think there's a lot of value with this. And then even with the raw silver cards, current value of $250, there was a peak here of 700, and we can see here a little blip coming up. And I think what's happening is people are buying this card to see if they could try to get them graded and get a 10 out of it. So let me pull up the eBay listings. This is for the PSA 10. You can see some best offers being taken here. $600 of less, $550 less, $497 best offer. Here's one for $439. Here's one for $440. So we're sitting around the $400 and I would say $440 mark. So if you're really looking into getting this card, you could probably get it for $440, $450, $450, maybe even $450. Obviously, your best bet I feel would be auctions. So if you could find auctions, you could probably find it for a lower price. Here are some current listings right now. We have plenty of auctions going on here. We got some buy it nows here for $500. Here's a 9.5 for $425. Here's a buy it now for $509. You could obviously throw offers out to these buy it nows and see if you can get a little lower, but it seems like all the prices being listed are hovering around the $500 mark range. I also like this laser Prizm card, the PSA 10. It's a beautiful looking card. I feel that this card has some value as well, but you can see that for $800. And then here is the select silver level PSA 10. Now this is a card that I really am high on. You can see here best offers have been being taken. I'm probably assuming this is going for less than 900. You can see here $899 best offer back in January. I think going right now it's probably going up a little higher. Obviously we don't have as much data, sold data for this, because the population is just so low. But here we got some current listings here. We got PSA 10 here with the Propstein, that's at 99 cents right now. We got this at $8.95 from the PWCC vault. Could be worth it trying to send an offer to see what they'll take. We got some auctions ending here. We got another one from the vault here. And then after that, you can see people just posting it at a much higher price point, above $1,000 at where they're having it valued at. So if auctions pop up for this, that's a good opportunity to try to get it at around that $800 to $900 range. Obviously, we're looking here, there's a $990 here. But if you really want to try to get this at a good price, these $895s aren't too bad. But you could obviously throw an offer out and see if you can get it for a little less than that. This one is the PSA 9. This is sold listings. You can see here $220 this last one sold for. We got one here, best offer less than 300, best offer less than 300. I think this is all from the same seller. Here we got one auction here for $239. This was back in January. $227, $299. I think there's an opportunity here to get this card at a great price. Here are some current listings. Some of them are actually pretty high already. I don't think I've seen anything around the $300 range. I think all of them are pretty much above it, but it's worth throwing out offers to see if you can get it for below $300. $399, $365, $900, $475, $399, $399. So you can see that here. Obviously, if an auction pops up, my eyes are going to be on that to see if I can get that card. So yeah, I feel that field level select silver Kyler Murray card has high upside. Just seeing at the prices that some of them are being sold for and some of the buy it now listings, I could really see that card moving up. And the reason why is because I look at those select courtside cards from basketball and at the prices that they're going for, and the understanding is that those select courtsides are rare and the silver versions are even rarer. So I'm using that same logic and applying it to this Kyler Murray card because I feel that these cards are a little undervalued or they provide plenty of value. So Kyler Murray, yes, is a guy that I am heavily looking into, not only at his select field silver card, I'm also looking at his Prizm. That gold laser is really nice as well. Looking into his optic cards, I really feel that Kyler Murray has a chance to improve upon from last year. I believe in him as much as I believe in Fernando Tatis in baseball. So out of the three, Kyler Murray is my guy, and I feel I'm going to be looking at a lot of his cards. That's it. Those are the three guys that I'm looking at into the offseason. If I had to rank which guys I'm particularly targeting, it'd be Kyler Murray at 1. I'd be targeting Lamar Jackson after that, and then I'd be targeting Josh Allen right after that. And that's because of the price difference. I feel that I can get more bang for my buck with Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen, whose prices are already up there for me personally. Obviously, Josh Allen has tremendous talent, and I feel like he has a lot of upside as well. Either of these guys, I feel like, have a lot of upside going into the season next year, and I'm excited to look into their cards and see if I can get a couple of them. So I hope you found some value in this. If you did, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. I do things on a daily basis. Whatever pops up in my head, I feel like there's always something to talk about in the sports card hobby, whether it's particular plays, strategy, or news. And I thank you guys for watching. And with that being said, my name is Josh, and I'll see you guys in the next video later.